Welcome to the show, it's Doc and Ray. Burning rubber, blowing smoke all day. From the pitch to the strip, we rev it high. We're talking burnouts, and we're not shy. Engines roar and the tires scream. Living that burnout car dream. We're here to win, never backing down. And when the smoke clears, we wear the crown. Just a tip and we're hitting hard. Spinning wheels and breaking hearts. With a twist to the key and a foot on the floor. We're bringing the heat like never before. Burnout cars and driver fame. Running through fire, taking the flame. Just a tip and we've got it all. From burnout cops to the mental call.
What's going on, guys? I'm your old mate, Dr. Cuts. This is Encyclopedia Ray. You're watching Just a Tippin' on Tour 24. And today we're here with a couple of rough critters that you guys will fucking know. Mr. Hayden Wilby, Mr. Tony Whiley, NUTOUT and THEPEST.
Up the guts!
Up the guts! Dr. Cuts.
PhD, Shortland Street.
He's jealous that I'm a doctor and he's not, but that's okay.
He's even saved on my phone as Dr. Cuts Medicine Man.
It's only one medicine I got, mate. Hey, so thanks for having us, man. What's it like being you, bro? You're good?
Yeah, no, all good. It was just like any other normal person.
Congratulations on your fucking ticket to the Nets,
Oh,
brother.
cheer, brother.
And just congratulations for coming along here and being involved with this, Tony.
Support.
It's going to be amazing.
He's got to hold my hand.
It's got to hold your hand. So, I mean, we got a lot of viewers overseas, and not just Australia, but the United States as well. And some Kiwi viewers that probably won't know who you are. Who are you?
Dumb.
Give us a yarn. Give us a yarn about Hayden Wilby, brother.
Yep, so fucking probably, do you swear on the show?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
sweet.
Lots of swearing, mate.
Fucking just a Nui boy, cuz, from Wainui. No, so yeah, Hayden Wilby, obviously got the Commodore, NUTOUT, yep. 2000 SS Commodore. And yeah, pretty much just a skid car.
Give us a rundown on your, I mean, obviously there's photographs and video footage happening here right now, so all you fellas can see what it is, but give us a rundown on your engine and your drivetrain, all the rest of it, bro. What do we need to know about this beast? Because she's not fucking your standard LS combo, is it?
Nah, so it started like as a 2000 SS Commodore that got off Trade Me because I wanted to do the NZBC. And
so how long ago was this?
This in 2017.
What?
So basically I had this HQ Holden and I was like, right, fuck, I'm going to do the skid comps in there. There was had a little blow-in 308 in it. And I did Winter Jam with Putty and Allen. That was the first one.
Blow-in 308?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the HQ. And I mean, it was a cool car, but then I realised after doing one sort of serious comp, I was like, oh shit, this car's going to get wrecked.
Yeah, right.
So, they're just too expensive to start wrecking and whatnot. So straight on Trade Me. What do we got around? Ended up finding this Commodore.
Right. Oh, was that already an LS, factory LS?
Yeah, factory LS. So dude had actually he had imported it from Australia. So he lived in Australia, moved to New Zealand, and they were worth nothing in Australia. So he's like, I'll just bring it with me. And then I ended up picking it up off Trade Me. I think it maybe around $9,000 or something along those lines. Yeah. Already had exhaust, it was already lowered. Had these horrendous chrome wheels on it. They were terrible.
Chromies for the homies.
Find a photo. That was rough.
And then, so me and Charlotte flew to Auckland, and we went and picked it up from out of back of Auckland, and it had no gas in it. We almost ran out of gas trying to find a gas station. It was hectic. And then we sort of a bit of a road trip home.
Did you do any skids on the way home?
Well, not really, but sort of. And we ended up getting pinged down back at Owakuni by the cops. Yeah. And anyway, we made it back to Wellington. Yeah. And just in the nick of time, got it cammed, put a set of 20-inch rims on it, and then went and did the first round of NZBC. Okay. And it's funny because I didn't really know Tony at the time, even though he lived down the road. Right. But when I look back to the videos now, so I was lined up, and then you were right behind me in your car,
Right, so you were in the pits.
So we still didn't really know each other then, you know. But he's right behind me.
I just sort of clicked on because you had the Bottle van and Taupo that time. Yeah. This guy, right. That photo popped up with little Brookie, and I shared that. That was when we sort of started. Well, we really sort of met in Taupo, me, you, Dino, and a whole bunch of the guys from NZBC round 2. Yeah.
Right.
That was sort of rolled on from there. That was 2017.
17.
Yeah. That was the year Lynchy and Sambo came.
Yep. Mad Sam.
Yeah, Mad Sam and the Capri.
Yeah.
I remember
that was hectic. Yeah.
That was a good. Yeah.
But that was kind of the start of it, and then it sort of started snowballing. Then we went we did a I didn't have the money to get a blower and all that kind of stuff, but we wanted to do something, so I bought this big and ugly injection hat, the one that's on it now, and we ended up doing a tunnel ram setup, but with the injection hat, which was pretty funny because I don't actually think a hell of a lot of people had done that at the time. Right. I don't even know if I've seen many people have done the tunnel ram but run an injection hat instead of the filter, the twin carbies, So it was a bit unique, which was funny because people always used to think it was supercharged and but yeah, I mean, that was cool. It was like 420 odd horsepower. It was manual as well. Then I kept it manual as long as I could.
So that was the what was the K's on the engine? Do you remember? On the car or the engine?
I think it had done a couple 100,000 Ks.
Right, so running basically.
yeah. Hey, to be honest, so the first comp I went in there and just cooked it every single time because it didn't have the fan. So Commodores. So basically, they're on a speed switch. They're not on a temperature switch. Once it got to a certain amount of, once you were going fast enough, it would turn the fans off.
Yes.
Or when you're in the one spot, you're not really going fast enough, and it would shut the fans off. It just cooked the shit out of it. I remember it was funny because, there was like Matty Watts. There was just they were all there. There was probably 7 or 8 of the Aussies there. And they had the shitbox AU Falcon they'd bought to come down and skid. Right. And I went out there in my VT and done such a terrible skid. But I thought I was the man at the time, like second gear, and I helped third, and I was out there fucking having a good time in the rain, like making fuck all smoke. I remember coming back up the entry chute, and I just looked at Matty Watts, I was like, that's how you do it! Oh. He must have just looked at me and gone, what a douchebag, So, but then, that's because, I spent many years, when I was younger, we used to run the streets, Porua Tip Road. Man, we used to, so you think, I thought I was the man back then, and it's sort of quite well known back then when I was younger, fast forward 10 to 15 years, you go out and start doing comps and like, fucking hell, smash this. And it was totally different, it's not like being on the street, not like, hitting the local roundabout and popping the clutch type thing. And, you've got, a few hundred, I think there was probably like 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people at that first comp, so, and it had been raining and I had no idea, but I thought I was the man, and...
the old pad at Taupo, obviously, at that point.
No, this was the first round of NZBC at Masterton, so brand new Masterton pad.
Oh, right, okay.
And it had gravel on the hill before they had the concrete, so I just dragged gravel everywhere and it pissed down, it sucked for the promoters. I still remember the one bloke was just legging it through the pits, and I don't know what happened, but he ended up like full horizontal and then just through this big mud bog, bro. He was just caked and shit. But it was an absolute mud bog that first round.
That first event though, that first NZBC was just, the whole thing was hectic. The lead up, the hype, the good amount of cars, all the Aussies that were there, Lynchy was there, Mad Sam was there. Mad Sam was next level really when, we were talking about this just the other day, like he was running Julies on the back.
Right.
So he was running 4 tyres.
Fuck.
So he would have a set of inner rims which would go in, and then they had another set that would be flipped, and so he'd be running 4 coloured tyres on the back. Like I think he'd run a couple different colours on there, but it was hectic. So here I'm going, what the fuck, and it was insane.
I got a comment though.
Yeah, I know. V8, mate, you're not going to fucking manual V8,
And then Lynchy just 360ing it down the drag strip because it was wet.
Oh, that drive when he took the lady for the drive, the winner of that.
He did it a couple of times.
I don't know what happened, but we were watching the skids, and then must have gone quiet for a while, and then all you hear, everyone just rushing to the drag, turning around, rushing to the drag strip, and he's fucking Lynchy. It's been pissing down. It's like floodplain, the whole thing, and he's just like, all the way down the drag.
Like dead centre.
Well, he started from where they were all parked down by where the go-karts are now.
No, this is at Masterton.
Sorry
as well.
Right.
But like Masterton, their drag strip, like when it pisses down, like where it changes from uphill or downhill to uphill, like this builds water.
Right.
And here he is, just like in a speedboat, mate, just fucking water and shit everywhere. And you just hear it a mile away. But all those guys were like super approachable, They're just walking through the pits, yarning to everyone. They had time for everyone. It was it was a real eye opener, especially because I'd never met any of them before.
Well, it was kind of sick actually. So I had teed up. So as soon as they got off the plane, they came straight to Wainui. So they came to my pub, and we fed them all in the restaurant.
Right.
So they were straight on the piss. We put the big platters out for them. They were just, and then they were straight to the bottle store getting all this bloody Chivas Regal and stuff. So they were just in the foodie freeze. Yeah. It was hectic.
So was that what was your entry into burnouts? Was that the same spot or you?
Nah. So when I started burnout comps, I started on a Mazda B2600, like double cab, chopped down.
Right.
No leaf springs. We welded the diff to the chassis. My first comp was Fawn Rotors at Manfield.
Right.
1 year, and that's when I met all Brett Kenny
And
and
what
stuff.
was the engine in it?
Just standard 4-cylinder, 2.6 manual.
Right, eh?
Yeah, cooked the shit out of that, and then ended up running all the bearings in that. We
Tell them what you did to it.
took it on the speedway as well.
Oh, yeah.
But then we put a V6 in that, and I went through one V6 every comp.
Commodore engine.
Yeah, went through like 5 Ecotechs, and then the last one I put into it, put bearings and some ARP bolts and shit like that, and that one lasted a couple of comps, and I sold that, and then it kept going. It actually turned up at Dion's pad a couple of times up at Warrensville there for a couple of their private days, which was pretty funny.
And the same vehicle, so you sold that, right?
Sold it running, going, and then I brought a LSVT. So it's a silver and black one. Just to try and be a bit different. My mate painted it, so it was awesome. And I ran that for about 6 years.
Right.
Had blue. The only thing I really did to that was just like a bit of a trev tune and I changed to a turbo 400 and some diff gears, and that went solid for years. But it sat real like in a paddock. It was just rotten in real random spots.
Yeah.
I sort of lost the plot. I stripped it out. So now all the good stuff's still sitting in the house. And then I brought the AU I forgot at work just for a bit of a plaything while I was sort of in between an LS, and just sort of like carried on from there. And
yes. Yeah.
decided one day we got bored when, I think must have been after COVID or something, and the events were still getting mucked up or whatever.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Jay Luff was like, "Oh no, taking a Hilux out, rah rah." I was like, "Oh, that's too much fun to miss out on." So I hacked together like a lift kit for the front. I sold the tray and stuff off it.
Yeah.
Then we were off bush bashing the fucking thing. A couple of photos got out, and it sort of carried on from there. Went to Autofest. Autofest was when it sort of, one of the Australian Ford pages put a couple of photos up, and the phone was just like fucking going off. All these people like trying to add me on shit. They just because of this Falcon, yeah. But that's all still pretty standard, apart from a set of headers and a tune. It's just a laugh, man. Everything's sort of like either scrap bits or homemade.
Falcon things, mate. Falcons.
We had it out here parked on a keg. That was pretty funny for this guy's open day thing. That was pretty good.
So we lifted it up with the forklift, lifted the front wheel up so we get nice and high, and then we put a 50-litre keg underneath it. So
yes. I've seen that picture.
Yeah, and all the water's running out. Because it just sits outside. It was covered in pollen. I was like, I better wash it. So I washed it, and the water must get into some real shit spots, and we lifted on this keg, mate. It's just raining water.
Well, okay, Hayden, take us back to, I want to know, like, you obviously a little rat bad cunt around Wainui. What was your first car?
Ford Escort, Mark 1 Ford Escort, bro.
Me too.
Yeah, but it was a four-door. Bright yellow, turbo wheels.
Yep.
I was just actually saying to Ray, like, my first car, he was saying about the tyre shop across the road, auto tyres, and that's where I got my first set of, tyres was across the road there. That's how long they'd been there for. But yeah, it was this Mark 1 bright yellow Ford Escort. Paid $600 for it. Yep. Paid the dude off $100 a week over 6 weeks. Absolutely destroyed it. Just fucking.
$1,300 or $1,600?
$1,300. Your first car, you never really. You sort of don't. You're not a good driver,
Yeah. It's not often you see someone who's still got their first car, but we have met a couple of people that do still have their first car, but that's pretty fucking rare.
It is very rare.
And how old were you there? What would you go from there?
That was, so I was, must have been 15 or 16.
Yep.
And then I got a Mark 4 Cortina, yellow.
2 litre?
2 litre.
Manual,
bro.
Oh, sick ass.
Boat seats, eh?
Yeah. And then XA Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
Bright orange XA Falcon. Standard as, bought off an old guy, mint as. I just wrecked it, bro. Chop springs, fucking hacked the exhaust off. Like, the more I think about it now, what a waste of it.
Yeah.
When you're young and dumb, you don't care. You just hack it up. Hack it up.
Millions of dollars
I did
lost.
13 demolition derbies at Waikaika Park. I wrecked a lot of cars, good cars. I want to keep now.
Back when I was back, and so in this, I went through a lot of cars back then. So I managed to score an XB coupe.
Oh, wow.
So here I am, like 16, 17, scored this XB coupe, non-runner, no motor in it.
You guys don't want to listen to this.
But it was, I was like, fuck, this is me, boys.
Yeah.
We on. And then someone came along with a Nissan Bluebird,
Right.
and at the time I was like, fuck, this is a good deal. So I think I swapped them that and $500 cash for his Nissan Bluebird. So at the time it felt like a good deal,
Yeah.
But
Triple S Bluebirds, they were back in the day,
The box one day.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So that was my only time I ever had a coupe. I got one now. I managed to finally get one again, but it's like, it's one of those cars that you think when you.
So you've got a Bluebird coupe.
No, he's got
I got a Falcon coupe again.
Oh, sorry, right.
Fuck
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Bluebirds, mate. Jesus.
Oh, well, you probably have the only one left around if you had a fucking Bluebird Triple S coupe.
It wasn't a coupe. No, it was a sedan.
Oh, it's there. Oh, where was the fucking coupe from?
No, the coupe.
So you're a bit of a Ford man.
I'm a V8 man. All right? I don't care whether it's Ford, Holden, whatever. V8s, mate. Fuck. I mean, to be honest, in this day and age, because I do Speedway, I would love a VK56 or something like a Nissan or or the Toyota V8s. You know, they are fucking hectic. They quad cams. They sound outstanding. You know, they scream. You know, something like that. You know, Mike Ledgerwood had a fucking little crawler with the
Lexus in it,
Lexus in it, and it was, you know, revved to 9,500
and NOS.
And
Tough
ITVs and stuff.
It sounds so cool, you know. Yeah. So Ford versus Holden. I I love Fords. I love Holdens. But yeah, V8s, mate.
Oh, you just can't handle the bear of power, mate.
Hey, Sean.
Oh, no fucking way. I'm going to get beaten by a fucking bear.
Well, I know what happened now. I had a slippy torque converter. So now I understand, you know. I only had 450 horsepower up there, you know, so.
Yeah, that's good.
Before he set you up.
No, I know, like, I know exactly why. I never got the tipping. Right? I don't drive the whole pad, so you can't, unless you're doing the whole pad, you can never expect to score well.
Right,
you know, I was lucky to get a placing as it was. You know,
but you're going to do the tipping at some of that.
Got no choice. Yeah,
you
got to do just the tipping, just the out
on behalf.
You can go just
on behalf. It's got to be on behalf.
No, I got to. This time I'll do it. I won't do it as I just had an absolute brain fade last time.
We've got an automatic this time, so it's going to be way easier.
I can tell you what. So someone that's 33, right?
I'll be fishing for it.
Thursday, opening day, pads opening, right? I open Summernats, right? So I do the first skid ever of Summernats 33. Go out there, bro, hook third, dump dump third, hook fourth, no problem. Bro, go out there, smash a set of tyres, we on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. You know, come Saturday, I was like, I need a bit more grip, you know. So we put bigger tyres on. Right. We let them down to like 30 psi. I normally run. Oh no, it was like just under 30 and normally run 40 to 50. Right. Not thinking about that there'd been literally thousands of tyres. You know, when I first went out, there was no rubber.
Yep.
Right.
And then I went out midday Saturday, so it was the hottest ever recorded times at Canberra. They had all the bushfires going on at the same time.
Yeah.
There was this much rubber laid down, and I went out there, and when I watched back at the videos, I put it in fifth. Dumped the clutch. Nothing happens. Oh, fuck. Back down to third. Try and hook fourth. Wouldn't hook fourth.
Right.
Keep doing it. Just had an absolute brain fade. Had no plan B. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm just going to shoot up the tip in at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Way too fast. Hit the wall. Got stuck. Then I was, got started up again and went down the outro and hit the wall again. Bounced off that. Came back in. By then, I just had no plan B, and I was brain fizzled.
Yes.
And
impressive footage.
On the biggest stage.
On the biggest stage, literally fucking, you turn around and there's just
Thousands
whole
of
stand
people.
is just crazy.
Thousands
Like
of
that, you can hear the crowd.
Everyone goes, oh, at the same time, mate.
The crowd drowns out your vehicle. That's how loud the crowd are.
Really?
The thing is, at Summernats, you're either a hero or you're a zero, right? So it's like, I felt like a zero, but the mad dogs in Australia, they want to see carnage. So they're like, so like, I come off feeling like I'm the biggest failure ever, and everyone sees like, oh, that was mad, bro. I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, So once I got over the fact that I just smashed the wall twice, ripped all the fucking, the wing off and all that kind of stuff. I had just so many opportunities after that. Opportunities just started coming to me, because
you look ruthless.
I was that mad dog, fucking mad dog Kiwi, with the manual,
The highlight reel for sure.
Yeah. I even got on the t-shirt. So Summernats 35, NUTOUT's on the Summernats t-shirts. So it was on all, so it's a buzz. It's a buzz. It's a buzz,
100%.
So, yeah.
What about you, Tony? You got some fucking scary stories there. When you were a little fucker, what were you driving around?
Mate, I was pretty tame, eh? I was loved up real early with the missus, so I wasn't really out chasing fuck all. I had a couple of cars at the old man's work when we were real young. I had like a mini Clubman, I think it was. We used to learn to drive and had that. Had a Cordia.
Mitzi.
Had a Honda City. That was probably the best one. They ran for the longest. People were jumping the fence, stealing parts off the cars. They were parked down the back. So the city, they obviously didn't want anything off it. That was the one we had the longest.
Right.
So yeah, that's where I sort of learned to drive. Really around the yard at work and the gravel and the go-karts and stuff like that. But no, then I had my first road car was a Mazda Familia. And then I had that for years actually, 3-4 years. Motor swapped that, built my first exhaust on that, learned a few things, and then from there sort of went into 4-wheel drives, had a surf and then a couple of cruisers, and then I got fucking real crook. I had too much shit, like just so many cars, and sort of freaked out a bit and was like, cleaned out, sold a whole bunch of stuff off. And then that's when I ended up getting the Mazda off my younger brother, and just sort of, just have something to play with, keep busy in the shed, as well as we had motorbikes and stuff as well.
Right.
But that was when it sort of filtered on from there. But nothing really too much streetwise. I was always real conscious that I needed my license for my job as a mechanic. Like, couldn't really risk it. And if I did lose a couple of guys I work with had license problems, and they got all their shit jobs, so I didn't really want to be that guy. So.
Good example for you young fellas watching to, what you should kind of set yourselves on.
Yeah.
But we didn't really have that many camera phones and shit back in the day, so you could sort of get away with it. Now you can't do nothing, man.
It's the same. When I think back to we were fuckwits when we were younger. There's a few videos, some of as I say, back in the day, Tip Road, even in the road and exhibitions we used to go on every year was pretty out the gate, but there was just not the social media like there is these days. But I feel like we weren't the fuckwits like they are today.
No.
We didn't close down intersections.
No, because
everything is, you go there and because I work in CV where they do half the store. There's one big spot, couple of big spots in CV, and you just see the mess. It's like, what, people get pissed off with it because you come to work Monday, there's tyres hanging off road signs. Like, this one company's got like a real nice concrete car park. Yeah, they got slaughtered one weekend, and just shit like that. So if we do play up, it's normally like 4 or 5 of us out the back blocks.
Well, I mean, I don't understand why they're interested in making it such a big thing that everyone fucking sees what they're doing, you dickheads. Yeah. Well, we've done retarded things on the roads for years as younger people, and probably as getting older, but never in front of anybody. Like, let's do a takeover in an intersection where there's cameras everywhere.
We had a
but it's like a badge of honour these days.
Is it?
Well, on that, we had a conversation with a fella on our travels, and they were actually saying that that they're trying to like the cash days in America.
Get prizes now.
They're actually giving out prizes.
Takeovers are giving away prizes.
Takeover, it's
$500 cash for the best tipping.
Stupid.
I'd heard the same thing, that there was burnout comps actually happening. So there was prize money out for skids and stuff. So
it's ridiculous. But that's okay. We don't want to focus on them. So okay, Hayden, your engine combination isn't the same now with the engine. You haven't got that fucking hat anymore. You're supercharged now, aren't you?
Yeah. So basically now we're running a 6-litre block. So we're running out like a L98, so that's like in between LS2, LS3, so it's like the 6-litre block, but it runs the LS3 style heads.
Some of the clubbies, HSVs come out with them. The L98, I remember seeing.
So the L98 comes out like in a VE.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
The auto one's got a different motor, I think.
Well, there's different ones. There's like L77, L98. So depending on it has something to do with the
drive-by-wire and shit as well. Like VZ split them in half, I think.
So we're right next to Wainui Street, right there is the street.
Right.
That's the testing ground.
Okay. Yeah.
Where's Bike Life tonight?
Yeah. But so we've got that. Obviously, we were running the T56. We've now gone to Powerglide, and we've had, to be honest, I think I've had more issues going auto than I ever did with the manual gearbox.
Right.
But the skid wise, it's where I want to be right now. The way the car is performing with the wheel speed and the smoke I'd never had anything like that with the manual.
Right.
Manual was more fun. But the problem I had, I could never make the smoke, so you couldn't compete with the big boys. So now, with the auto, I think we're there. Hopefully, now that we've rebuilt the trans.
So what's the issues that you're having with that Powerglide that would make it worse than having a manual, just because it was a second-hand trans and all that kind of stuff associated?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, the trans came out of a drag car and stuff like that originally, which was a good one. But so if I had the wrong torque converter. So I'm putting my issues down to having the wrong torque converter. But I didn't know that. We went out. So we went out. We did it. Got it together. Went to Rapinat's. Car seemed to be fucking awesome, man. Holy hecker! It was like a different beast. So we were like, fuck, this is on. We're on. Did nothing to it. Loaded the car straight out of Rapinat's. Came back here. Cleaned it up. Had a quick look over. Sweet. Put it back on the trailer and headed to Invercargill.
Yes.
All right. Once we got to Invercargill, we tried to be a bit of a drifty boy. In the first sort of lap, we cooked the trans, and that was it. It was gone. Pretty much what we it was blowing through the lockup stage at sort of 3.5 grand. It was so it was blowing right through to 5.5. So it's just always slipping. It only revs to 6.3 or 6.4 or something like that.
Right, so it had about 800 RPM of actual drive.
Yeah, so I was going around, we went and did this little drift lap, and it seemed to be all right, but what I'd done is I just absolutely annihilated the oil. It was so hot.
Right.
I went around for the next time, and it just slipped and cooked, and I don't know what, I lost drive, came back in. When I touched the oil, it was boiling, like it was like burnt the fingertips off my fingers, that's how hot it was.
Right.
So that was pretty much the end of that. Came back, pulled the trans out, done heaps of damage to the trans, rebuilt the trans, put that converter back in it, not knowing that it was actually the converter that was giving us the issues. Went and did AutoFest. Still hadn't run out of time to get on the dyno and actually suss it out. Went to AutoFest. Car still performed good.
Great burnout.
So still performed fairly good. So. But I'd been moaning to my tuner. I was like, it gets to this. It's got this little hump where it's got no power. Right. So it comes out of the hole real good. It's got massive torque curve off the line. It's great.
Yes.
And then it's got nothing. So it's just and he can see on the dyno.
You're feeding the slip.
He's just saying, well, this is exactly what's happening. So what you'd be moaning about is because of the converter.
Yeah.
So So I mean, obviously, we got the ticket and all that kind of stuff, and we made the decision, right, we're going to do this. So we had 7 days to be ready for the container, to get to the container, go to Llama, get on the dyno. He goes, oh man, this converter's no good. I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? He goes, oh, it's just slipping. Anyway, so off the dyno, come back, trying to source a converter. We got very lucky that Dan Hendy, who has Agro HQ, had a converter built, and then decided to go another direction.
Right.
So anyway, this converter was still sitting in the shop for 15 months.
Right.
So I was rung up. Oh yeah, we've got this converter here. If I can be perfect for your application.
Yes.
We talked about everything, and he's like, "This will be sweet." I was like, "Oh yeah, sweet." Because if I had, trying to get an off the shelf converter for what we do, there isn't an off the shelf converter for burnouts.
No.
So. I mean, I've done one test skid on this now with this new converter.
Yep.
Feels all right.
Yep.
I've been back on the dyno. My trainer says this is perfect. So we'll just see what happens. I won't find out until we get to Australia.
Was your Hurst pairs?
The what?
Was your Hurst pairs?
I can't even tell
thrust,
you.
Bro. Yeah. Only called Llama thrust.
So basically, it wasn't even making 500 horsepower. Hasn't even been making 500 horsepower for this whole year. This whole time we've been auto.
Yeah.
So we finally got it sorted. There was a few other little issues. Got on the dyno, tried to do some pulls, and the alternator died. So still couldn't, so we just put the base tune back in it.
Right.
So I would say probably be around 600 horsepower.
Right.
So when we get to Australia, I've ordered an alternator. So we'll fit it when we get there, and we'll I ordered a pulley.
Yeah,
underdrive. Underdrive pulley. So once we get to Australia, we'll fit it. We'll try and make it work. And then what we'll try and do is light them up lane or something to make sure that we're sweet.
Right. Because
our first burnout's on Friday.
Friday. Yeah. So you're taking a laptop, plug in tune, have a look, or don't know. Hey, bro,
that's find a laptop there, surely.
It sounds Kiwi as fuck.
Yeah. Well, last time I went, we found a guy that we ended up going to a tuner shop, and he put on the dyno, put on a rolling road. He sort of tuned it all up for us. Yeah. Made it all good for Australia. So, listen, the car has been doing good burnouts, even though it's been not working as it should. So, fingers crossed. Once we get it working as it should, it'll just do. Sometimes when you start fucking with things, it's.
I know.
Chasing.
Even when custom made, it takes ages to put together.
Yeah.
We took that trans in and out 4 times just trying to get it to bolt up. the new converter because they weren't quite the same holes.
Right.
Big Carl's in there with the driller.
Yeah.
Are you going to be making the trip over?
Yeah, I'm going.
You go?
Yeah, us and we're trying to get Jade Luff to come. James is coming. Carl and his boy Spence. It'll be a good trip.
Yeah.
And then obviously the other guys with the other cars. So should be a mean group.
No, there'll be a big group. Plus, Azar's got his tour going over, so he's taking a heap over.
Yeah, there's a ton of people going over there. Yeah. There's quite a
No,
number.
it's really good. It's getting. You notice it's getting more and more each year, like with the Kiwi.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see what this year's like because this is like the first year after the split type thing.
Yeah.
And they've just announced all those other dates. Someone else isn't on any of those dates, so we'll see how this year goes. I mean, this is going to be my first time ever going, so I'm pretty pumped to go.
Yes.
So, as I say, I've been like the last 4 or 5 years, and every year I think, oh, fuck, it's going to get. Because the last 2 years, if you've seen, so wind back 2 years ago, the crowd was feral.
Yes.
And it got crazy. I was like, oh, so going into this year's one, I was like, oh, it's going to be stink. But it was feral again. But they on the Saturday they shut it all down. So they shut everything down because the crowd was just going feral.
Well, they were blocking the road.
So I always think, but they'll carry on. They'll obviously make changes. But it's funny because what you see on the media is only a small proportion.
Yes.
So what you see on Facebook is and what you see on all the socials and the news is it's literally in a fucking 10 metre to 15 metre zone of Summonets. That's on this massive, massive complex. It's the same area. People go there for that very thing, to cause trouble, to get, But you got to remember, this opens at 9 o'clock in the morning. They're on the piss all day. And they're in the hot sun.
Slushies.
So what do you expect is going to happen by 4 or 5 o'clock? So,
absolutely.
You go find it. What's his name from Fatal Finish Detailing?
Fatal Finish.
Jimmy. Everything seems to be happening around Jimmy, mate. If you follow that guy's Instagram story from last year and the year before, man, that guy's geeing everyone up, mate. It's like a walking party, that guy, right? So we'll go find him, I reckon.
Yeah. I think, as I say, it's only sort of one area where it's happening. It's actually Main Street. So Tough Street and all that is boring.
Right.
It's all happening over on Main Street. Where nothing's supposed to happen. That's where it's getting hectic. So.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken to a few people now, and they've been like, we've been like, what did you think of all the ruckus? Well, I didn't even know it was happening. Yeah. Didn't even see it until we left and seen it on the social media. Yeah,
because it's literally only let's say a 20 metre section. We'll say a 20 metre section. That's where it's all happening. That's that's where everyone sort of gravitates to for all the drama, and. You know what bogans are like, mate. We all get fucking hyped to get G'd up, mate. Get a few beers
they
in
do
us.
It well.
And you want to see skids. You want to see, all the action. And some people take it too far. And
that's life.
Yeah, that's life. I kind of feel like the security got a bad rap. Yes, they went too far. But honestly, if I poked at you all day like a bear, keep poking, what are you going to do? Eventually, you're going to snap. And that's just what happens. That's when the cameras don't see you like this in your face all day. The cameras only see the bit where you retaliate. Type thing.
It only takes 5 seconds for people to get their phone out and get it onto their camera, and it's like, well, that's it. It's on.
Yeah.
So it's.
So give us
But Summonets is a beast, bro. It's a beast. Until you've been there, you can't really comprehend how big it is.
Yes.
And what I always say to someone, if they were ever thinking about taking their car, you have to go there first before you ever take your car back.
Yeah, right.
Because you need to go there for the 4 days. You need to get around the whole complex because there's so much to see and do. Right? If you take your car there, all you're fixated on is your car. So you won't. People will say, "How was Summonets?" And you'll say, "Oh." You'll see things. I never saw that.
So like that. What if this is like that? I didn't see any skids because I was fixated on my son's car or what we were doing.
So if you want the Summonets experience, you need to go there first. And as a spectator, and soak it in, and then you'll go. I'm coming back next year with a car. And that's exactly what I did. I went there and I went and seen, watched Rob, supported Rob when they took Agro XP over there.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck, I want to come back with a car,
I want to know, because it's probably going to be a bit of a shock to everybody. What type of process are you going through to get your car over there, bro? Like, this isn't just, hey, you stuck a fucking stamp on it, send it over, and it's going to be in Canberra when you get there, and you're going to be grapes and fucking fans and stuff like that. It's a big deal, right? You got a lot of shit to do, yeah?
Yeah, well, because Autofest is so late in the year, and with the shipping dates and everything, last time I went, we had 6 months to prep for it. This time we had under a month.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like, oh shit. So the first thing you do is got to make sure your car's sweet, right? So you have to get your car right. You have to make sure you're good to go. Your car's going to be reliable. I'm still do not know whether my car's going to be reliable. We'll obviously wing it.
Well, there's a cleaning of it too.
The cleaning, yep. So I mean, I couldn't even do nothing because if my car wasn't going or wasn't running or wasn't, it was pointless getting into it.
Yep.
So basically, the torque converter struggles. Other bits and struggles. Obviously, we go through nut and bolt check the whole thing. We change all the fluids. We stripped all the interior out of it.
Oh, the thing had been on fire under the carpet
so many times, and so that becomes an issue with customs and all, with what MPI or whatever it is, So and then I said, fuck it, we stripped the whole interior out, took the seats, everything out, ripped all the carpet out, cleaned it all up, painted the floor. I got the front seats reupholstered. We put the back seats back in, tidied up the wiring, and then
screwed the dash back together.
Screwed all the dash back together. I probably spent 3 or 4 hours scraping rubber from underneath it, and then after we'd done the final dyno session, I went straight to my mate's place, Bruce Mills, got it on his outdoor hoist and used a steam cleaner, probably for about 6 or 7 hours, trying to clean up as much as I can. And then I had to put the exhaust back on it. We run the full exhaust now because we were only running, we had some dumpies on there that would dump in front of the front wheels so we could get the big fires and all that out the side. So we've rerouted it, put it back over the, coming out the back now because we don't want fires at Summernats. And then it's like, all right, making a list of what I want to take, making a list of everything I need, the race suits, the helmets, what tools are we going to need, what fluids are we going to need, what do we need to take with us, what are we going to need when we get there, type of thing. So there's all that kind of stuff. But the added stress on my sort of plate this time was like, right, we're not coming back till end of July. So it's going to be there for 7 or 8 months. So we need to make it reliable. We need to make sure we've got. It's not so bad in Australia because we can buy everything over there that we need, but we don't want to,
No.
So, and then it was like trying to meet. I had the deadline that I had to be in Auckland. Making all that happen. Making sure the cars are clean enough. Getting off all the tyres. All the rims had to be cleaned up. Had to fucking weld up some hot rims because they were rim bashed too many times. And fitting tyres, all that kind of stuff. And then actually I just dropped the car and then left.
Right.
So I wrapped up all my motor. So I pallet wrapped it all. So disconnected all the power, all that kind of stuff because the last thing I wanted was someone trying to start it. To move it. And then I left, drove straight back to Wellington. And then they had to loaded the container on the Saturday or something. So basically, they put a couple pallets of all our tyres and spare parts and everything went at the front of the container, and then Hayden's car went in and they jack it to the roof, and then it gets locked in by some sort of system that they've got, and then Barely went underneath, and then I'm at the end of it basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we get there, they'll obviously you got to send it early enough to make sure it's going to clear customs, because if it gets held up in customs or something, or doesn't clear, they close down for Christmas. You won't get it back till mid-January. You missed the whole event.
What could be the things that hold it up in customs?
Not clean enough.
Right. Yeah.
So then they'll have to clean it. Something not declared.
Right.
I can't see too many hassles. Last time I went, there was no issues whatsoever.
Right.
I didn't have issues until it came back to New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this time I think should go over there. Well, the car was pretty clean.
Yep.
And then we have a transporter truck which will pick them from Sydney when they arrive, and then it'll take them from Sydney to Canberra.
Right.
And then they'll get dumped at one of the they'll get dumped at one of the halls at Summernats, where they'll get locked up until I arrive on the first. The other boys are arriving a few days earlier.
Yes.
They generally stick them in that scrutineering hall, don't they? Down the corner there.
Yep. So they'll get stuck in one of the halls there, and then so me and Sean are in the Myers marquee, and then Hayden is he's got a campsite somewhere. So
yes, yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of logistics involved, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. And you're running methanol?
Ethanol.
E85. E85, right.
Yeah.
So obviously you have to buy fuel over there, but that's easier to get than methanol then, I guess.
No, well, at Summernats they have a fuel station.
They have a fuel station, right.
So basically you're not allowed to take fuel into Summernats at all. Not at all. So no,
even 98.
No, because could you imagine there's 2,700 entrants. So probably 5,000-6,000 competitors, or all up. Imagine if everyone tried to bring their own fuel. The whole site would be a fucking
A big explosion
Yeah.
risk. Yeah, cool.
So they have these, because it's at like an A&P showground, so these the horse stables and everywhere, they have like they transform these lanes and they transform these horse stables or whatever, so there'll be a lane for E85, a lane for 98 and a lane for methanol.
Right.
So you go in there, you have to push your car in,
Yeah.
they'll fill it up, and you go pay, and then you push your car out, and you can drive once you get on the back on the road. Yeah.
That's interesting. And so what's the, so after that, what are you doing after? Tell us, give us a bit of a rundown on what's happening after Summer Nets, because your car's not staying there for ages just to be looked at.
No.
What's
So
happening?
basically, the cars will then get mine and Kirkwood's car will get shipped back to back to Sydney on the transporter. Sean has someone taking his car from Summernet, and then I have sussed the place for the car to stay in Sydney.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
fingers crossed.
And then
I
what's
haven't
happening?
kind of organised
But then
it yet, but
what's happening?
it's been said. There's like a mention, sweet, I've got you. So as far as I know, there's somewhere for it to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are your car's going to stay based in Sydney and then you're going to go to the other comps from
My
there?
car will be based in Sydney.
Right, okay.
So Sean's car, I think, will be going more Gold Coast ways or something like those, and I'm not too sure about Hayden's.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And then obviously there's the Bonanza, the Burnout Masters Bonanza, which is like, so that's the event that's kind of, so Burnout Masters was at Summer Nets, the final.
Yes.
This is now the Burnout Masters final, which is
Right,
Bonanza. So
Bonanza, right.
they're doing their own series now.
Correct,
You know?
yes, yeah.
So there's that, which is at the end of January, start of February.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Brashnats in June, which is locked in. I haven't committed to any other events. I want to do one more in between, obviously, but it all depends on funds. It's like
Of course,
you can't
yeah.
just fly backwards and forwards,
No.
and it costs nothing. Everything
Yeah,
costs money.
And those territories aren't all close to each other.
No.
So it's like-
So look, honestly, you should see the list of invites. So people are inviting us left, right, or centre. There's like, come to our event, come to our event, come to our event.
Right,
You know,
yeah,
but like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
one's a 42-hour drive.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's not just hey, yeah, sweet. Well, you know, it's only a couple-hour drive. You know,
Yeah.
You've got to organise a trailer. You've got to organise a tow vehicle.
Yes.
And then drive for fucking
Accommodation.
10 days or whatever it is. You know, so everything in Australia is New Zealand multiplied. You know, so like there's a heap of events I would love to do. So we actually have. We had a group chat the other day, and we've also said yes to Rocky Nats.
Oh, yes, right.
Okay,
Man.
so which is in
It's halfway between, isn't it? Rockhampton.
Okay.
yeah, Rockhampton. So some Nats have invited us to that.
Yeah.
Is that the one they run the street drags in front of the pub?
Yes, yes. So the burnout
And
pads,
big cruise.
the burnout pads down next to a river or something,
Right.
and so they've had to fence off the one side because the crocodiles keep coming out of the river to the burnout pad or some shit like that. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
so we've
Rockhampton's
said yes to
big
that,
for that.
but that's not. We've said yes. Book us a spot because it's sold out or something, so you can't get sold. So they'll give us a spot.
Right.
But obviously, there's still a bit of logistics around getting
Yes.
to. Because, as I say, it's not something where you can just fly directly from New Zealand to. So we've said yes as a group. We've said yes,
Yeah.
but on
Paper.
paper,
Tentative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brashnats is guaranteed. Bonanza is guaranteed.
Right.
Some of that's guaranteed.
Yes.
And then, but Sean might do a heap more. Hayden might do a heap more. You know, we'll just do our own things once we're over there.
Right. Yeah.
But we're definitely going to do Brashnats and Summer-Nats and Bonanza.
What a buzz.
It's going to be exciting to see it unfold.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
He looks like a character chap.
So how many of those events are you going to go to,
Mate,
Tony?
it's just someone.
Just someone else, yeah.
Fuck yeah. I'm tapped out getting there, so it's selling stuff off. I sold an AU motor, so
Yes,
that's all going to
righto.
the funds.
Yeah,
That would have paid for the whole trip, mate.
I still have to pull it out for the guy.
Oh, no.
But yeah, nah, sort of when he got the trip, I was like, well, I've been wanting to go for a while. No better excuse than to go and just something else to do as well, be with a car and
Yeah, cool.
get sort of like a whole different experience to just being a spectator. So
Yeah.
it was pretty good. And then we talked to you, like James, he's got the whatever Commodore from over in Carterton. He's been a couple of times.
Yeah, so he came last time I was there too.
He's keen as fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just one of those things. Like, obviously, so I'm tapped out for cash right now, so I'm going to make it happen.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But obviously, having the, I spent fucking 3,800 on a torque converter, which I had $4,000 set aside
Yes.
for my Aussie trips. Now I'm back down to zero, so
200.
to make it work. But,
Yeah.
I'm going to organise a few fundraisers. I'll get on the merch drive again.
Yes. Yep.
And we'll do some sort of fundraiser, and we'll do another car show at the bottle store. We'll do. I want to do like a poker run or something on those lines. We'll get something happening anyway.
Actually, that sounds tempting though if it's in June, but that's when like the missus' birthday. Sophie's birthday, anniversary is all in June, bro. So June,
holiday.
That sounds like 3 presents in one, bro.
It's a hectic month.
It's my birthday too. I don't know if you should go.
Brexnitz is like the biggest one-day event in Australia, and it's on a Sunday. When the last one I went to, so I stayed across the road. I went with Mick Hinchy, and I got up. So I met him at 6 a.m.
Yep.
And we didn't leave till 11 p.m.
Wow.
It's just
that's a big day, man.
You're absolutely wrecked.
Yeah.
It's such a mean setup too. That Sydney Dragway, man, it is fucking cool.
Yeah, it blows you away. It's quite good. So Puddy and Alan have actually got corporate box for Brexnitz, and I think for Bonanza as well. And so when you talk about corporate box, it's not like sort of Wellington corporate box or Wellington Speedway corporate box or it's these are corporate boxes like what you'd have at the stadium. Air conditioning.
Going to an international rugby game when they've got the boxes and all that.
So it's right above the drag strip, right above the burnout pad.
Oh wow!
So,
how good!
Very cool.
I think my invoice got lost somewhere.
Hey?
Our invoice got lost somewhere.
Hey, we'll get there.
This guy's got all the secrets, mate. He's got to get him talking long enough.
Got to get there.
Find out all sorts of things.
Listen, we've actually got 4 extra beds in our fucking accommodation. Some of that's, mate. So,
wicked.
So the invitation's there.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
We've got bunks, mate. We've got bunks.
You just got to talk to the police and let me out of the country. And we'll be fucking
All the forms out now, mate. Don't do the forms out. Get it done before Christmas.
How good. So what's your have you got any future plans after Australia? So next year you're going to do this, and I know it's a long way to look forward, bro. But like going down the burnout path, do you want to go more? Do you want to go higher? Do you want to get up to Hinchy and do the same type of stuff those guys are doing?
I think after from watching what's been developing in America and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you'd love to. SEMA would be It would be a very cool trip. From what they've started out with the horsepower at our doing burnouts in the middle of fucking Vegas. Like I've been to Vegas, and Vegas is crazy, man.
Right.
Imagine So SEMA I think would be not so much for the SEMA show, but for the SEMA burnouts and the crowd that is there for it and the Freedom Factory. That or Freedom Factory. I don't know why. It's just
both of them. Fuck it. If you're going over, you got to do
both. They're half a country apart, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But ultimately, like I would, I'd love to go and do all this stuff. But fuck, what I would really love is for New Zealand events to be, So, I would just wish our scene would grow bigger.
I guess that's why another question I've sort of been building up to. We've got in my mind is, what are your thoughts on how the New Zealand burnout scene is going and where do you, have we got the commitment? Have we got the people interested? Have we got the talent? Do you think it's going to happen? I personally do. Yeah. I think we're following along in Australia's slipstream, and we've got recognised drivers here. Yeah. So
just need the weather, eh?
Listen,
there's no better rain dance.
Every year I say, "Fuck, this is us. This is we're going," but it's just we are growing. Just not very
slowly, yeah.
I guess my Warriors are we going to get shut down and they're going to say you're too bad for the environment before we ever get there?
Right.
Like I've got a few investments in cars. Like I see my investments as cars, and I worry that investment's going to be taken away from me because those cars are going to be worthless.
Yes.
Because they're not allowed to be.
Yes.
You can't buy fucking petrol or something like that. But I just the New Zealand burnout scene is great. We have a great bunch of people, and we have some fucking cool events. But we, the level of cars we don't have to say, if you want to say, hey, listen, we're going to be like Australia or something, because in Australia, every car is blown, like every second car is blown, type thing. Here in New Zealand, we'll get an event where, you might have 3 or 4 blown cars. The best thing that's happened in the last couple of years is the Chrome Auto Fest, right? The scenarios, because it's those are the 2 biggest comps now. So you have the biggest amount of, say, blown cars, and like if you're a blown car, you want to compete against blown cars.
Yes.
So you don't want to go there and win a comp and you're the only blown car or something on those lines. You want to be you want to be competing against those. You know, you don't want to take. Listen to me. I got fucking beaten by a barra this year. You know. But what I'm saying is, it's.
I understand. There's not enough cars and classes to have a full class of those cars.
Yeah. I mean, look, I see Shelley and that for the Lawrence were saying, hey, listen, we've got some spots open for 4s and 8s only. Because they'll have a massive contingent of 6s.
The grassroots,
you know,
exactly.
The build scale is
you know,
right
which is great. Don't get me wrong, you know, and that's the perfect event for it, you know.
Price pointed vehicles though.
Yeah.
Price pointed vehicles. I think.
But if you want to attract big money, you know, you need
those big cars.
You need more places to do it.
Yes.
And
you need more places to do it.
We need Taupo back on board, man. We need Taupo back on board. You know, we need Taupo. We've got Auckland. Midi is fucking on. You know.
Yeah.
Masterton is on.
Yep.
All right. We need Taupo back on board. We have 3 options of 3 decent burnout spots.
Yep.
And it'll change it. It'll make things way better.
Well, we're going to have another one. Tech Park.
Yeah, that's
Tech Park. Pukekohe Raceway Trust are building a track at Tech Park.
Yeah.
And that Stratford one, what's happening there?
That's 5 years away.
Yeah. That's just it, you know.
But it's happening. I guess now I've just clicked to what you said, though. In 5 years' time, we're going to be allowed petrol.
I'm just, you know, you always, you know, like, I mean, it's not the most green sport, is it? You know?
No, but, I mean, all you got to do is fucking take a look out the window and look at industry. Industry's not the most green sport either. Industry produces more shit than anyone, but...
New Zealand's not even the problem, it is China.
Yeah. Oh, we got rid of straws, bro. We're okay.
in plastic bags.
Plastic bags.
They weren't reusable, you know, but we use them fucking all over and over again, eh?
I think...
But I see, it's quite funny now. So, like, you know, like we've got these new bags come out and they've got printed on them, reusable plastic bag.
Yeah.
So all that's changed now is we're charging you for these reviews, you know, and it's printed saying reusable plastic bag.
I don't want them. I feel dirty.
What's your talking about pads? What's your favourite pad that you've skid on in this country? In this country.
Okay, so when you talk about favourite pads to skid on, it's hard to say because you relate favourites to memories. All right.
Yep.
So where did you have the most fun? What did you do? You know. So if I was to say, fuck, where's the fucking craziest place to skid, or where's my best skid experience, it would be Muscle Car Madness, which is just a tiny little burnout pad, but the experience is hectic. So you literally have to. There's like 5,000 people there around this tiny little burnout pad. Yeah. You can't see the pad. No. You've got to drive through the crowd. The crowd's going like this. You're driving through the crowd. They're all fucking splitting ways. And then finally you see the burnout pad. You go out there, do a few donuts, pop your tyres, and you drive back through this crowd that is just fucking hype crazy. You know? So you're like, oh, that's the most epic burnout I've ever done, you know, type thing, because of the crowd. All right. For me, Miri is the pad that you want to skid,
right?
Because it's got that long tip in, where you can get plenty of speed to tip in. It's a good sized pad, you know. But then you've got, on the other hand, you've got Masterton, which is 20 by 40, which is another great sized pad, and it's got memories that go to it, like the crowd memories, the people that are there memories. I always feel when I go to Miri, it's all about business. When I go to Masterton, it's about party.
Right. Yeah.
When I go down south, it's about excitement.
Yes.
It's too hard to it's too hard to say this is the best pad in New Zealand.
Well,
right?
I'm not necessarily asking for the best pad, but
if I was going to hold a comp, like put a big money comp on, I would be going to Auckland, because you've got more people around you, a bigger pool of cars to choose from, and a pad that has got great viewing area because of the bank.
Auckland, you mean Miri?
Miri, right, So that's where I'd be going. But if I wanted to go somewhere that was going to give me everything I sort of needed, like Masterton's got the best support crew, they've got the best pad team, they've got the best just everything about that, but there's things that let it down. There's things that let it down, like having to drive down the end of the drag strip up that big hill, and then you're in the pits, so there's everything has much and much. Miri is terrible for the pits are all the way over over there from the pad, so we can't, in the perfect world, we'd love to design something but you work with what you got. So it's too hard to say what's the best pad. It's too hard to say what's the best event, because it all comes down to the memories or whatever that you make.
It's a personal thing, like, and whenever we ask these questions, it's always only a personal thing, I think. And what about you, Tony?
Oh, Masterton, mate. Masterton is home for me, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is like 2 hours for us with a trailer on. But like Hayden said, man, just the experience. And I like the shape of Masterton. Everyone says, Mirror, you can go tip in, left hard out, mate. If you can tip in, you can tip in anywhere. So Masterton, with it in the middle, if you fuck up going left, you can always go right. But the guys that are working the pad at Masterton really make it as well. Like, you'll get yourself into a corner and someone's like calling you in, you'll make that, you know. And then like if they've got the flags out and they're running towards you, then shit's happening, you know.
So I go back to the best pad team.
The guys that run it, man, that's... And
they're videoing it, they're working. A lot of people have
They get all the good videos for you and stuff, mate. They're bringing it through to you later on, and it's awesome. I love the shape of it. Well, now they've got rid of the lime as well, which has sort of helped, because guys would like dirt drop into it and it would bring a whole bunch of shit back into the pad.
Right.
But now you can get right into the corner and back. So if you can work the corners, it really shows there, because it's always a little bit breezy. The wind sort of takes the smoke away. So if you can work the pad real good, the judges get to see that as well.
Right.
So you can sort of see people getting real carried away and real long tip-ins, and it's a cool place, man.
Yeah. It was so cool to watch this year's one with all the lights and fireworks.
So Rapinets is such an experience itself, right? They have the biggest fucking sound system you can imagine.
Yeah.
They have the DJ pumping the meanest bass beats all day and all night.
Yeah.
They have Jamie Connors on the fucking mic, and if it's as much of a party atmosphere as you can imagine, you know. So that's
we're looking forward to it.
Mate, it's so good, because like even the competitors that keep coming back, every Rapinets is just a yearly reunion, you know. You go on from the sign-in, like driving through the gate, ladies the same on the gate every time. How you doing? You know, like go to the sign and catch up with everyone, what's happening, who's putting where, get all you set up together, and then it's just on from there. And sort of once you figure out who's where, you can sort of work your way around, catch up with everyone. All the guys come from Auckland, all the guys from down south, you know. And it's long enough. It's not like a half-day comp or whatever. Like, you've got enough time. Like, they do a Friday sign-in, so you've got 4 or 5 hours to go and catch up with everyone before it's business day next day.
Yes.
And then, depending on top 10 or whatever, there's a decent enough gap. You can sort of like, before prize giving and that, in the night skids, you sort of, same thing again, go back around through the pits, see who's got what, whatever, if you need hands. Get people ready for top 10, and top 10 is always on there, man. Like, and then the pits are near empty for top 10.
Right.
The walls, like, because you can stand up and like look into it. That's another awesome thing there, man.
Yeah.
Just everyone's just shoulder to shoulder. Top 10 goes off.
Yeah.
That's fucking primo.
And the Rapinets is quite hard too, because you do 2 skids, and it's total combined, right? Points are total combined.
Right.
So for me, you know, I want to be able to do. I like doing comps where they drop your worst skid to score you on your best skid. You know, like Autofest and Chrome, and that's one and done.
Yeah.
You know, whereas you have to do 2 skids at Rapinets. So if you do a bad skid, one bad skid, you're out. So you have to do 2 good skids to even think about getting top 10. So it really, and that's why you'll see, you know, like the top 10 at Rapinets is so varied, because you've got to be reliable. So you've got to do 2 good skids. You know, and your car's got to last 2 good skids before you get to the 3rd skid. You know, it's Rapinets is a real challenging comp. As I say, both skids you go out, you got to be on. So you don't have a choice. Well, I'll just do 1 skid because I feel good. That was a good skid. You got to do the second skid. You know? And if you fuck up on the second skid, or you fuck up on the first skid, you know, I went out there, had a shit skid the first one, and I was like, fuck. You know, no matter how good my second skid is, you know, I'm never going to get redemption. You know, I'm never going to make the final. You know, it's
so it's party skids from then on, really, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. You know, once the comp's finished, and everyone's gone, then they open up the pad till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. You know,
yes. No, I've seen some of that footage. It looks fucking hectic.
Yeah. Had that mean memory come up when I melted the set of rims down, and there's Jade laugh out the video. I was just out the back door videoing, and there's the sparks and shit anyway. That's the best thing about when it gets dark. It's just everything changes. Like you see all the sparks, all the flames, the headers glowing. Like it's almost like
it gives it that. If you look at it, that little bit of street vibe sort of thing, eh? You know, like you've done the day contest.
All the photographers are going home, mate. To miss all the good shit.
Crowd's gone down a little bit, but then it's like the boys come out and it's just like, let's do some more skids.
The pad crew can enjoy, you know, like everyone gets a turn, you know, everyone, you know, so.
It's almost like a load off, eh? Once they get the results out, and it's like, their comp is done, the whole crew sort of like it's just you see them a bit more relaxed. It's pretty cool. It's cool to see events go off full crews like that as well, and promoters. You know, if you go to an event and it just goes off without a hitch, boom, 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 real good, no dramas. It's like fuck yeah, good stuff for them, and then hopefully that sort of pins on to. We'll do another one of these because that one was awesome, you know. 100%. And you've got to try and keep that momentum going with the promoters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That can only lead to good things, really.
Handy.
Give me an idea of if you had the opportunity to drive any fucking skid car on the planet, who would you like? Who would you like to take for a crash?
That's too hard, you know. I'm obviously going to jump across the ditch.
And
I'm going to go. So I was someone that's 32, and I was watching the skids like fucking. And Inferno, so the FJ40, big block FJ40.
Oh,
you know,
right.
holy fuck, that thing was nuts. He drove it so crazy, it was so loud. I was just like, holy fuck, you know. Okay. But so that or the VK Commodore tipping in.
Yep.
So that thing is fucking hectic, screams.
You
know, and.
Love a good VK.
Yeah, well, actually, one of my first sort of skiddy cars was a VK as well. So I had this VK 308 5-speed manual, and we used to terrorise the streets.
What colour was the interior?
It was poo brown.
Oh, fucking stiff now, yes.
So I sort of made a little bit of a name for myself in that car.
Yeah,
and then once I sort of got rid of that, and I had a VS SS. And,
the white one?
The white one, yeah. That's where I sort of really got myself into a bit of...
Where did the name Buddha come from?
Just from Schoolborough and stuff like that. I was called Buddha my whole life, pretty much. And not so much anymore, you know, I've got the plates and everything. Yeah. But everyone knew me as Buddha, you know, so...
there's a few people we talk to that won't call you Hayden. They will just say Buddha.
Well, it's funny. It's only really in the last few years that people don't really call me much. But it got to the point where if someone said Hayden, I'd be like, oh, shit, I'm in trouble. Because everyone called me Buddha. So as soon as someone would say Hayden, I'd be like...
Oops.
Because even my parents would call me Buddha.
Oh, really? Right.
About you, Tony?
Yeah, what car would you like to thrash?
There's a few. Right on the top of the list is always Lynchy, man. Always. Even just for a ride along, and that would be Primo.
Yeah.
Same sort of league. Jacko's Lux at the moment. And over in the States, he's taking it over there with the Pro Charger and 8-1. That sort of, and the way he drives it too, it's just I like that sort of style.
Yeah. Very hectic.
Just going mental.
He's going for it.
But there's a Tirana as well. I can't remember the name of it. The green one. It's like a real Australian one. I think it's called Pepper maybe.
No, that's orange.
Orange. There was a green one. It's like a LH. I'll find the name of it. I love the look of that thing. It's been to someone that's a few times. I think they dual drive it. They might be brothers.
I know. We're talking about on it. It had the Australian flag on it.
Yeah, that's the one, mate. That thing.
He rush built that for last year.
It's got an Ellis in it now.
That thing just looks... That's got the look for me. Even if we just bash that around, just cruise around the street on the Sunday, that'd be awesome.
There's a few of those. They've got a few of those LH. There's that Pepper It, which is the orange one. It's got the big flares on it, which is fucking gangster. And then there's the Fat LX, the white one, which is fucking cool too.
I just remember the orange one that's from Wellington. It used to be at Port Road as well, the hatchback one.
Orange. Oh, yeah.
And it's just hubbed for days, man. He used to street car that as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then you got the twin turbo one, the green Tirana. Was it Psycho?
the Aaron Jenkins. Yeah.
That's bad. That's been around for years. That car, years.
Talking about that.
All right then. You guys do know that we like to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
And we're going to ask you guys about it. I mean, you're well known in the scene. Like, what's your take on it? How do you deal with it? You must be a bit different when you're at a different level. The amount of people that, like you say, you got all these invites to places in Australia. Come here. Like, how do you deal with everything you've got going on? You got a fucking bottle store. You got your daughter's car. You got fucking stock car. Like, there's shit going on. You deal with it.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. Just like my whole life, I've just been a worker. Yep. You just work away, one job at a time. So it's just not really. I just don't think about it too much, and I probably get bombed on it for saying shit.
No, because not everybody does. Trust me, not everybody does.
It's just one of those things where, I I don't know. It doesn't. I feel like it doesn't affect me. I don't know. I don't.
No, but
it's not.
You don't have to be.
Every day I don't go, fuck. What is the, like I don't because I see people going on about it all the time. And,
Yes.
And once again, I'm fucking on camera talking about it, so I'm probably going to get bombed. But it's just, I don't feel, am I just too much of a, I don't know, I'm just like, oh.
No.
I don't know.
Believe it or not.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Believe it or not, in this day and age, some people aren't affected by mental health problems.
I just think that it's life. It's just daily life. I don't know. I haven't got myself into a dark place, so I can't say that. I haven't been in those in a dark place. So for me, I'm just like, life is life. When shit happens. We move on. If I'm struggling or something, I'll just fucking, hey, I need a hand or whatever. And usually there's someone there to come and give me a hand. So I haven't got to the point in my life or whatever where I've been married to the same girl for fucking most of my life and all that kind of stuff. So it's just, there's always someone there. If there's always, me and this dude Snapchat like fucking 100 times a day, so if I'm stuck or if I'm lost doing something or I'm like, fuck, I can't do this, and this cunt's always laughing at me about it, or he's got the answer, so I haven't been into a dark place. I don't feel like I've been into a dark place. So
That's okay.
So I can't.
You don't have to apologise.
I don't want to talk about it because
you just talked about it.
Yeah.
What about you, Tony?
Growing up, I wouldn't really struggle too bad. I was just like that angry kid growing up. And
still as angry.
I didn't, way better now. 100% better. I sort of, especially early teens and stuff, I realised I was hurting a lot of people. Especially, mainly used to fight with the old man quite a bit. And I felt real bad about it now because I work with them and love them. Whole family and stuff. And I sort of, it takes a long time to look back and go, oh, shit, can't really take that back now, but I probably could have done that a whole bunch better.
Yes.
But as I sort of grew older, I was real lucky. I always fell into like a decent group of people, even people that I was working with, people I went to tech with, schoolmates, shit like that. So I just sort of followed on from that, and I'm sort of picky about who I hang around with, and picky who I like. I help people. I try and help as many people as I can, but if I have to be selective, I help the people that I know are genuine for the help. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people out there that'll take the help and fuck off, and then the phone will go dead. So I sort of just try and surround myself with people, like-minded people that I think, not that I'm trying to use people, but just sort of like be in a good group of people that are all sort of like common interest and shit like that. And you can all sort of do shit like this together, burnouts together. It's something to look forward to. Keep busy. Always got projects and stuff just to keep my mind busy. Because if you're sitting there, got nothing to think about, your mind goes to all sorts of dumb shit.
Some people don't want to be left alone inside their own heads.
You probably hit the nail on the head. Like as I say, I've never been.
It's company and community, really, isn't it? That kind of thing.
I've literally got a fucking 1,000 things on the go at once. I don't have time to sit down and think about it in my mind to go to start things. So I mean, that's why I always feel like, I can't comment on it.
You've got support at home. You and your wife put together a file. Same with you.
Well, look at your top mate, Tainted Burnouts. About 3 years ago, one of my mates was struggling like fuck, right? Real bad. I won't name him. If he watches this, he'll know. And I didn't know how to help him. And he's like on the phone every day to me, fuck, man, this is happening. And it's getting real shit. I got on to Leon. Right. Leon, bro, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because he was he still is pushing men's mental health, right? You're doing the stickers, all sorts of shit. Leon is the fucking legend of that for me. Because that's who I adaptable for it. Boom, try this, get a hold of this. Has he done this? Has he been, bro, the guy was a fucking legend. I was just sending it straight back to my mate and just checking up on it, bro. And that's all I could do. But I feel like it helped. The guys come back.
It would have helped. 100% would have helped. It just the fact that you didn't ignore him, you didn't say just harden up, you did.
Yeah, earlier this year we lost Dino. Same thing. Yeah. I was messaging the dude a couple of days before and then gone.
I think, as I say, I always say to Tony, when we talk about Dino, I was like, we don't know what the fuck's going through your head. We don't know what's going through your head, so
they fucking really hurt.
Even on the outside, you could be acting and being normal, and we don't.
There's a lot to do with. It's not necessarily how you feel or think. It's a chemical thing inside your head causing it, where you have, and some people think completely different to what other people do. For instance, someone with some mental illnesses, someone could say, oh no, I don't want you putting that over there. oh, fuck, have I done something wrong? Do you know? And their brain is wired for that. Whereas someone says, don't put that over there. Oh, well, you want me to put it? Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything. You're not doing anything wrong. And that's a very simple example.
Yeah.
But
when you put it like that,
Like, some people be like, oh, fuck, what have I, like, I've just done something wrong. And it's a real thing for some people.
Yeah.
And but if you don't experience that, it's fucking good, bro. It's fucking
well,
good.
I'm not saying that. I just feel like I don't.
And then you don't. That's a good thing. That's good. So thank you.
Not
guys.
saying that I won't
that.
later on in life. I don't know. But right now, I've definitely felt pretty shit sometimes after I've come off the burnout pad and things haven't gone right. But I wouldn't say it's fucking. Means well.
Of course.
Sort of different now as well, being a father. Like my kids are growing up as well, and you're sort of looking at them, and I can remember stuff from their age as well, and it's sort of like just trying to, I don't know, like take in how they're feeling as a parent and just go, hey, look, I remember doing that as a kid. This will be fucking awesome. Or, hey, that's going to be pretty fucking changing for you. Don't go and do that or whatever, like. And that's sort of given me a whole nother perspective on it as well. And as it's sort of getting older, like, you change how you think.
Yeah.
Different perspective. Even just look back like 2 years ago, like, what the fuck was I doing that for? It's just crazy, but you can't take stuff back. You can only learn from it. So.
Yep, exactly.
Sounds like me on the daily. What the fuck did I do that for yesterday?
But I suppose like it's way easier now with cell phones and Messenger and everything. You can just jump on, boom, boom. Who's online? Oh, this guy is always good for a yarn, boom, 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 or Snapchat, whatever.
I think probably we'll move on from this, but one of the things with that is that there's now people are feeling even less connected because they look at the phone and they see all the connections going on, and you can see connections that you're not involved with. And
I think the problem is too many people trying to live for other fucking people.
Oh,
all the
absolutely.
Instagram shit is just fucking ruining it.
Because you're not looking, like you say, you're looking at a picture, you don't really know what's going on.
Nah.
You don't know what's going on in there or there. You just look at it.
So when I go back to the Summonets thing, you were only seeing a snapshot of, say, 30 metres of carnage that's happening in a site that has hundreds of thousands of square foot. So you're only seeing that small, and I guess that's what people's lives are like too. If they see that, they see your every Instagram post or Facebook post and think, fuck, this guy lives an awesome life.
All right, Ray, you got a question you want to ask people?
More simpler. Favourite food, bro? What does it for you?
Ooh, fuck, I'm a pretty easy guy. I love a bakery. Pie.
Right, okay.
I think the pie is the most versatile food in the world, mate. You can have a pie for breakfast.
Yes.
You can have a pie for lunch, a pie for dinner, and a pie for dessert.
Don't forget morning tea and afternoon tea.
You can have a sausage roll, pie, I'm just saying, you can't go past the fucking Kiwi bakery, mate.
You can't, right?
Yeah.
Is there any particular pie you like?
Mince and cheese, steak and cheese.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Nice and simple.
I mean, look at me.
Right.
I've had a pie or two.
I have been looking at it. So what about you, Tony?
What about-
Mate, I'll barbecue the fuck out of everything. But I can't go past pizza, man. I'm a fan of pizza.
Good.
Yeah, always on the barbie if I can, anyway.
Excellent. Low and slow or just...
both, mate.
Everything, bro. He's actually got a barbecue station at his house.
Yeah.
So with a
I made the
different
smoker and shit as well.
he's got a different variety of barbecues.
Really?
In this little shed,
Yeah.
Okay.
The rain comes in through the side, mate. I'll still be out there.
Yeah, good call.
Stove's still broken, mate. I was at the equipment the other day.
So, bro, I want to ask you about Burnout Masters.
Oh, were you recording that whole time? Oh, God. Damn.
Cut. Smoke weed on live all the time. So I want to ask you about Burnout Masters, bro. You got nut out on the game?
Yeah.
How did all that come about? That's pretty cool.
So that came about not long after Summonets 33. I got a phone call I got a Facebook message from Adrian, one of the owners of Summonets, and he's like, "Hey, are you interested in being part of the Burnout Masters game?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck, I'm riding on a high after Summonets." I'm like, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah.
Sign me up. And then he introduced me to Tim, one of the developers, and we started yarning, and then that just started the process. Really, I think we were like maybe the third or fourth pro car in Burnout Masters game, and obviously the first New Zealand car.
Yep.
And it's a bit of a privilege actually to be.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It was actually after Summonets 33, Burnout Masters, all that kind of stuff. So then I was on, I got invited on all the Summonets YouTube channels, all the lives, all that kind of stuff. Jay Benz was fucking ringing me. We were doing lives with Jay Benz. It was it honestly opened up so many doors for NUTOUT, you know. But Burnout Masters is definitely the game is like the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah,
you know, because you know, people are still downloading NUTOUT 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah,
you know, it blows me away when I get a royalty check.
Do you have any idea how many times NUTOUT's been downloaded? Or no. That'd be cool to know.
Should ask actually, find out.
Yeah.
But it blows me away that, you know, people are still doing it now, especially because there's so many cars available now.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, but let's go back to what we were saying. You actually bought Burnout royalty in New Zealand, bro. Like you can.
It's just a crappy old VT Commodore.
You're the mayor of fucking Wainui and Mara, but you're fucking
Mayor of
Burnout.
Wainui, mate. That's
Yeah, you're Burnout royalty in New Zealand. So you can't. It doesn't matter what you fucking say. We all agree. So of course people want to download NUTOUT.
Wow. Yep.
So what's happening is we're giving away NUTOUT tonight.
Wow.
You can win NUTOUT,
Yep.
all right, on the Burnout Masters game. What I want you cunts to do is to send me an email, justatippenshow@gmail.com, and you have to tell me what Hayden Wilby's first ever car was, okay? Then that goes into a draw. We do a thing, and we're going to draw it out. You have to have a Burnout Masters game, and I want to know your score, hey? I want to know your score, okay? So you got to send your score, first car that Wilby ever owned, and then you go on a draw and you can win the code to download NUTOUT for free, thanks to Burnout Masters, one of our sponsors. Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff.
Thank you, Burnout Masters.
Thank you, Burnout Masters.
Send it till you end it.
You got the Burnout Masters game downloaded?
Yeah, mate. The phone's pretty fucked. The
Is
screen
it?
doesn't work that well.
Okay.
Haven't been on for a while. I just made AU Falcons.
Did you?
That's me.
Yeah.
I got a couple of rotors.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I tell you, one of the biggest buzzers, and probably like every second message I get on Facebook is, I've got your car on Burnout Masters.
Yeah.
You watch on my YouTubes. I've got your car on Burnout Masters. All around, and people come into the shop at work. They go, I've got your car on Burnout Masters. You know,
Okay,
so
yeah.
My son bought your car. He was his first purchase on that game.
This guy doesn't have it though. Yeah, he's been.
I got a
on
Gemini.
Go Gemini. Is it a rotary one?
Nah, is it? I don't know. I haven't played this in ages actually. Next car, AU Falcon. What's that? VS? Gemini.
This guy doesn't have any paid cars. It's
No.
too cheap.
No.
I played it in ages.
Well, I got to admit, I might have to steal a code.
Like the phone's all a bit busted, mate. So it's a bit hard to play. The buttons don't work.
Oh, well, that's
Okay,
good. No, I see what you know, it's cool, man. Someone walking up to you saying, I've downloaded your car, would be a massive fucking buzz.
It's
bro.
a buzz. It's a buzz.
Yeah.
And you know, and hats off to AutoFest this year, and last year. You know, we got Sean through AutoFest, and
Yeah.
this
Yes.
year we'll have Ryan.
Right, yeah,
You know,
100%.
and as I say, this could be the prize that's better than the actual prize, if you know what I mean, because this is the prize that keeps on giving.
Yes.
So
And Ryan's ticking them off, eh? No one hits.
he's
Yeah.
a young
Burnout
fella, man.
Masters game,
He's a
man.
young
Like,
fella,
he's going hard.
and he is just like
He's got a tip of the
ticking the
cap.
box, writing checks everywhere he goes.
Yeah,
mate.
yeah, he's got a future.
So he, yeah.
Cool, man. No, that's
So
good.
yeah, definitely Burnout Masters. I mean, it's a buzz. It's a buzz. Yeah, and I've made a bit of money over the few years through people downloading. So
Like 80 cents a car or something, is it? Or something like
I
that?
think it's like 20% or whatever it works out to be of the download
It's
fee.
all right, eh, man? That's pretty cool.
But I remember when it came through, like I had to sign contracts and everything. Here I am,
Right.
like I feel like I was an athlete. And I'm like, you got to do this and this.
You're not
and,
allowed your
so
car in any
I'm
other
like,
Burnout game, that shit, right? Yeah, cool,
you know,
man.
pretty much, So
Yeah.
but it's not even that. Like if you go on the online, you even go on like Assetto and Beaming and all that. People have made my car,
Right,
like,
yeah,
on
yeah.
all those games. You
Yeah,
look
right.
around. D-Sprung's another one.
Yes.
You look around and people have made that car. And that's a buzz. When if you there's so many articles about my car and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff. It's a buzz. It's a buzz. And it's just us trying to be. In a bogan, and doing burnouts, It's funny, like burnouts is such a tough one. People always come when they see my car, and they go, "Whoa!" I just tell them I'm a drag racer, because sometimes it's just too hard to explain to people burnouts, So things like Burnout Masters game and the progression that burnouts is, it makes it easier to say it's a burnout car.
Yeah.
Because some of the customers in that come into the shop, they're like, "Oh, what do you do with that?" And if you say burnouts, they go, Burnouts, you know.
Guys lost it.
We've had that. We've had quite a bit of that in the last few
honestly,
days.
they're like, you do. It's just for burnouts, you know. Or, you know, so it's just easier. Sometimes I just say, "Oh, it's a drag car," or I say it's a drift car, and they go, "Oh, yeah, I get that. You know, you know, like one day I would love to see us at the point where if I says, "Hey, it's a burnout car," they go, "Fuck, that's awesome," you know. They know what I'm talking about because it's a tough call sometimes, you know. So I say, you know, I get it all the time, you know, like, "Oh, well, what do you do with this?" You know, oh god. Well, the biggest question is how much horsepower. You know, like horsepower is nothing. When it comes to a burnout car, horsepower is nothing. It's
not
torque.
really.
You know,
No, exactly.
What are your torque figures? But no one knows that. They go, well, how much horsepower? Because it looks so aggressive.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll be saying like 120.
Yeah,
120 horsepower. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Maybe 80 now. I've wrecked it a bit.
you know, it's torque. How much torque, mate? You know?
Yeah, definitely where it is.
Yeah. So,
But like even the kids are pushing the burnouts really, like especially with the Burnout Masters game. Like when you had the open day here with the sim rig set up, they're on NUTOUT, jump in, drive NUTOUT. The kids are frothing over it. You know, like they get it, but I get it at work. Hey, people come in, oh yeah, they hear you do burnouts and stuff. Oh, I know so and so that does burnouts as well, and then because the group's still fairly small, you're like, oh fuck you, that guy.
Well, we got picked up the other day in one place, driven to another place. And the guy's like, we're talking, we've got a YouTube thing that we didn't really say much about it, we're just doing interviews. And then he's like, oh, what's your YouTube show on burnouts? Oh, fuck, you know this guy Hayden and Wainui, your mother?
I can't believe that
Most famous guy,
Peter Cordia picked you up, bro, honestly.
Yeah.
So his family are Wainui hard.
Right,
So, yeah, I used to work with his brother.
Yeah.
His mum and dad used to drink at the pub for the last fucking 20 years.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So his mum she's got this thing called Waka's fry bread. So
Right.
these fry bread, you can even, it goes to all the markets, all that kind of stuff.
All right, okay.
Crazy that he picked you up. Good guy.
Yeah,
Good
nice
guy.
guy, really nice guy.
But,
Oh, so that makes sense, that thing you ask him about his fry bread or something.
Yeah,
Get some fry bread from mum.
Yeah.
You got any
It's
more
coming to
questions,
that
mate?
time.
You guys got any questions for us?
Oh, yeah, I'll go. When's the next outing for the Escort?
So what is it? 2-3 weeks LS Fest. So we're going to head up to Liz and Ryan Gracie's for that. We're going to take Charlotte up. So hopefully she's going to drive it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have a go at trying to do something. But I think there'll be too many people there, so I don't think she'll be too keen.
Yeah.
She'll be fuck that, too many people. I don't want because it'll be her first kind of skid on a burnout pad.
Yes,
so,
yes.
So if she doesn't want to skid it, then I'll skid it, and then once everyone's left, we'll save a set of tyres for her to have a go on.
So has she had a skid in it?
We've been down Warrior Street for a couple of little lessons. You know, just some foot flat brake. You know, just teaching her how to brake traction type thing. But I really wanted to take her to Alice Fest because I wanted to be where Liz Gracie is.
Right,
to show her. You know,
ladies do it like the whole
OG, Liz and both her daughters and all that kind of stuff are right into it. So it only seemed fitting that when Alice Fest was, I was like, fuck it, I'll take Charlotte with me. Hopefully, I messaged Ryan the other day if he had any issues with me letting Charlotte, and he was like, no, not at all. So
probably going to enjoy.
I was thinking I was going to get the judges a bit drunk too. So I don't know who's judging it, but they sound like a couple of dodgy fellas.
Yeah, they are. They're bribable.
Yes. That'll be all. Yeah. Looks like a setup and a half, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, we're looking forward to it. We're really looking forward to it. We buzzed out when Liz gave us a call and said, we'd love you guys to be judging. I was like, fuck you. That's really awesome.
You're probably going to like our Smugs episode because we bring a few old legends up.
Yeah.
Smugs is good at that.
He's got a great Liz Gracie story actually from back in the day, so that's really exciting. Well, look, I think guys, we're going to wrap this up because we've probably been yarning for fucking ages.
Well, got any shout outs, bro? You want to shout anyone out?
Bridgestone Wainui,
CDK, Bruce Mills, mate, Lama, Kims, or as my daughter says, Kimsy. No, pretty much fucking anyone that supports us on the journey, anyone that tunes into the channels, any of the Facebooks, the YouTubes, the Instagram, whatever it is, anyone that supports us in any way possible.
Fitzroy Motorsports on the tubes.
Follow Wainui, as you can see, mate. Yeah. Spin the camera around. Everyone, man. Like, honestly, we have such a good bunch of people that come to events. Like, whenever we go to events, man, as soon as at AutoFest, I turned up in the afternoon. I literally was like, shit, I need to get out there. I started unloading the trailer. You know, you got people like Shane Dallas and Brendan. No,
On the southeast.
Brendan Hibbs.
Clean hips.
Glenn Hibbs.
Yep.
Mate,
The
they
burnout
jumped.
whore.
Yeah, the burnout
Burnout
whore. So
whore.
he pretty much jumped on me straight away. They helped me. They're changing tyres, helping me get sorted.
Such good guys, man.
Oh
honestly.
man, when I was making a vlog the other day, just the amount of people that come over and say hi and want to chat and all that kind of stuff. They honestly make you feel like a fucking superstar, you know. So just everyone, you know,
It's really neat.
it's a buzz, and
We kind of are superstar stars for our country because
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
changing cakes, taking cars out of the country, all that sort of thing, you know, consistently.
well, we're
Russell
just
say,
trying to live
yeah.
the dream, mate. Live
Well,
the dream.
you know.
Honestly,
yeah,
we have such good banter. You know, like if you were to come to like the Rapinets, and you will see we've got such a good fucking Masterton crew. And last year, right, how good was last year, man? Like fucking, you only get like an hour for a pit walk where the people are allowed to come into the pits.
Right.
And honestly, obviously there was a line on my merch tent for that whole hour.
Oh, really?
It was fucking hectic,
Really?
and I was
Wicked.
just autographing the whole hour, and you know,
So good.
so you know.
And
Jade
posters
loved
and
and all that
shit,
kind of
yeah.
stuff, you know. Jade was trying to get posters. No one wanted them. They all wanted NUTOUT posters and stuff like that. Nah, but just as I say, it's just it's such an awesome feeling going to events in New Zealand. We have awesome people that come to them, and I try and do my little part. Like I fucking done heaps of designs and everything, do posters for people if they ask, and all that kind of stuff, and help other people out to try and grow. Because the more we listen, you're going to get invited to events if you look professional, you act professional, and you are professional. I mean, we can all be fuckwits and all that, but if you turn up with a good package that people want at events and stuff like that, you're going to get invited back more, and it's going to open up more opportunities. So the more people that jump on that want to be, you know, like, you know, say even just doing posters and stickers and stuff like that, and yakking with people and bringing people into the scene, telling them what we do, telling them how we do it. We're not just fucking ripping up the streets. We're going to events.
Yes.
You know, we're putting a lot of money into this kind of stuff.
Yes.
You know, and the more everyone does that, the more we will grow. The more we will get.
The quicker we will grow.
The better that scene that you guys want to see grow.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're growing very, very slowly. But we are. I tell
can
you who's
see
growing,
that, man.
and it's the South Island.
Yes.
The South Island scene is growing like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Those guys are fucking leading the charge. They don't. They travel more than what any of us do.
Yes.
They put the effort in 100 times more than some of us. You
Yes.
know, and all we need now is something to connect the two islands. As I say, if we can get a decent, you know, Rev South is looking like it could be the South Island event. You know, you got so you've got Rev South. You got, if you want to do MCM, you know, Rapinets. If we have a Taupo come on board, and then we've got Chrome and Mary. You know, if we get a bit of a circuit going on, oh man, then we will see some sort of good traction.
Agreed.
You know?
And that's where it comes to the promoters as well. It's sort of like, it seems like there's a bit of a pissing competition between a few promoters at the moment and trying to drag cars side to side, whatever. Oh, we did this, rah. And to me, it doesn't matter, because I'm not going for any of those prizes. I just want to go to good events. But if they're all spaced like within 2 weeks of each other, or even like a couple, like if I have to go to Mary twice in a month, it's not achievable. I'd have to pick one.
Correct.
You know, like, whereas if they sort of spread out,
And one
so hey,
was
look,
at Taupo.
we're doing an event, you know, January. Oh, sweet, we're doing one mid-February, mate. So the small group of cars that we did have or do have stand a better chance to get into more events, and more events is just better for everyone.
And you need more events, more cars. And,
Yeah.
and what we need, you know, I tell you who is blitzing the scene, and if you just look at their socials and their YouTube channel, is the Fajoa boys.
Oh, yeah, Hundy.
Holy heck!
Without a
The
doubt.
newest pair too.
Without
Like
a
they
doubt.
have achieved, they have achieved getting a pair, like, you know.
Holy shit! You know, so you just look at the YouTube channel, right? It is blowing up, right? And they have the engagement, you know, and people love what they're up to, you know.
And that guys do.
Oh man,
The following, like the amount of
Yeah.
cars, they turn up to an
Yeah.
event,
Yeah.
and they're coming with a stream of cars now, like, you
no
know.
shit, you know. So
And a
that-
trailer full of tires.
And a trailer full of tires.
One car just for the week.
So that's you know, that's what you need. You need more people like that, you know.
And they got the whole family involved. They got dad, they got women, you know, they got the brothers, they got their women son, they got little, like, there's a whole stream of them coming. So, you know, as long as they keep doing what they're doing, that's gonna help with the growth that we're trying to achieve as well.
So they have their own offering. So they don't have the flashiest looking cars. They don't, you know. But what I'm saying is, what they do have is they have this fucking. They build the craziest cars,
and they show everything too.
Yeah.
And half the time, if you just see a car roll up, you go, "Oh, could I do that?" Whereas if there's a guy doing step-by-step videos of how he's done it, why couldn't you copy that?
And he's
know
doing
what I mean?
it with the phone in one hand.
Oh, bro.
The phone in one hand. And
I watched one and he's like, I think it's going to rain, so he's just going faster or something.
Hey,
and he's like packing shit away.
Gee, that is a
So
fucking
so once again, going back to like, you don't have to have the flashiest of everything.
Correct.
To achieve and be, you know, like, so if I was going to put on an event, I want to get all the people, I want to get the cars that people want to see, all right? They want to see an LS powered Subaru.
Of course
they want to see an LS3 powered Cortina. You know, because of the following that they've built and what they get up to and how they drive.
There's going to be 2 Scoobies soon.
I saw that.
So he's given the Scooby's gone to his son. Yeah. It's his son's car now, and he's building himself another one.
So. Yeah, so more interaction with people and making people want to come to events,
and then they want to watch those cars as well because they've seen the lead up to it. You know, instead of just turning up to a comp and going, you know?
Yeah.
I think the crowd favourite would have to have been the Fidel boys, because whenever they came out, the crowd went fucking
nuts.
All you could hear was Fidel,
and leading up to it.
So if there was a crowd vote on the day, I can tell you who would have won.
Yep.
You know, from the short period of time I was there, you know, and that's fucking awesome. You know, and that's how we grow the scene.
Yeah.
All right. So
it's free,
if we don't have,
well, not real free if you get buying the gear and blah blah blah, but it's not costing heaps, you know.
No.
If we don't have
Got the time.
fucking 20 or 30 blowing cars, big blowing fucking crazy $100,000 cars like Australia do at events, where they put 50 fucking grand up or 20 grand up, 30 grand up for prize money, we need people like the Fidel boys.
Well, Terry's got one
Passion.
coming. He's got a blowing.
Yeah. You know,
Big
so
take coming.
we need stuff like that, and that's what's going to grow the scene and make people want to come.
I wonder what's going to happen with Power Crews coming back, because they built that pad at Taupo and it was, here's $6 grand, let's go. So they're going to do something like that again, or what? That'll be on.
Now that it's been announced, so obviously
So they were talking with Taupo again, eh?
Well, it's been
And
put on the Power Cruise calendar.
Yeah.
So you put on the Power Cruise calendar. So
Let's go then.
Watch this space, I suppose.
Hey, Falcon takes on Taupo.
I have
First gear everywhere again, eh?
I haven't been to Taupo in years. I feel like it was such a. We would always go to Taupo at least once or twice a year for skids. You know, it would be like Aussie Assault,
when
you
we
know?
went.
But I haven't been there for fucking years, and I miss it. It's only like a 4.5 hour
When you
trip.
do a burnout there, you get in trouble if you make smoke. So that's the problem at the moment. Anyway. Righto, guys, we're going to cut this short. Otherwise, we're going to have a 3.5 hour long interview.
Cut it. Do some editing, mate.
I don't know. You guys have been amazing.
Yep.
Honestly, bro, I actually really want to thank you personally for the help that you've given me and our channel and the support that you've given us, because it's not easy, as you know, and yeah, we just appreciate that you've been giving of yourself to us, and good to see you, brother. Nice to finally meet you, man.
No, good to meet you. Good to spend time with you.
And yeah, we'll hang out some more. You guys over there, there's that little cunt in the back. You've been fucking me off, so you can piss off. Everyone else, you're good cunts. And we're going to see you later. Fuck off.
Yeah.